It is 7 o'clock, so I will welcome everybody and call to order our regular meeting. Are there any requests to remove items from the consent agenda for discussion?
Yes, please. 2A.
2A. Okay.
7A, 7B, 8C.
Did I say 2A? I meant 7A. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was looking for 2A.
Did I miss it?
That's the item that we were on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nothing for me.
Okay.
And I'm good.
Okay, thank you very much. Can I have a motion to approve the order of items for the regular and consent agendas?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, well, quickly for my president's report, I just want to first wish Joan a very happy birthday. We are all glad that you're celebrating your birthday with us this evening.
Here, here.
I want to tell you all that there is much rejoicing in my home because my husband's Pog collection is currently on display in the lobby as part of the 80s and 90s toys display. Rarely does it come up, the differences in my and my husband's age, but I did not know what Pogs were because they came a little bit after I had moved through that toy part of life. But for some reason he's been holding on to these for a long time and discovered that there would be an 80s and 90s toys display. It is very interesting to note that most of the items on display come from the personal collections of Amber Rose and Laura Moore. So,
And your
check them out.
husband.
And a little bit, he contributed. He's very excited.
Is now an appropriate time to say I do not know what a
Yeah,
Pog
you
is?
have to Google it. It's
Okay.
like some, yeah.
I'll
It's like
do
a
that.
collecting games, right? Cause
Yeah, I think so. I think you collected them and then maybe you traded them.
like baseball cards.
Maybe.
You
I don't
played
know.
with them too.
I don't know. I think I was in college by then, but he's very excited, and it is a very cool display. So check that out. Earlier this evening, all 6 of us were sworn in by the township's deputy clerk following the November election, and I know I speak for all of us when I say it's an honor to serve, and we look forward to another 4 years together. We are a great group. I'd also like to take a moment to thank you all for your support these past 2 years as I've served as president of this board. It has been a great honor and a gift to be able to serve in this capacity. And we have a pretty packed agenda this evening, so I'm gonna turn it over to Tara.
Thank you. Thank you for serving as president for 2 years, Danny. We've accomplished a lot in those 2 years, and thank all of you for your service, and congratulations on your taking the oath of office tonight. I want to give a shout out to library staff right now. You know, being open to the public means working during a lot of times when a lot of the rest of the world has days off. That they are here and ready to serve over the next couple weeks. Youth Services is offering some really fun family drop-in events over the next few weeks, from movie marathons to craft events to a after-hours vintage video game program on Friday the 27th and a magic show on Friday, January 3rd. Lots of fun things are in store for families who have some downtime over winter break. So, always lots of stuff going on at the library. The Winter Reading Challenge starts this Saturday, so you can go to our website and sign up for that and log your reading through the next couple of months for winter. You can sign up to win some prizes. So that's an exciting thing. I want to thank Judy Lindstrom, who donated some gift cards to be given out randomly to staff during what we called 22 Days of Cheer. Judy wanted to make sure that staff felt appreciated and thanked for their service and their all that they give to the library, and so she arranged for that to happen. We're very grateful for that. It's been very fun to give those out. Some staff vacancy updates. I should be able to announce a new facility services department head before the end of the month. I'll let you all know by email when that happens. I let you know that Monica Gower, finance coordinator, resigned as of yesterday. Her last day will be December 31st. So I'll be posting that vacancy before the end of the week. And I have a couple of leads on possible temporary accounting services to get us through. It takes a good 3 months to hire somebody around here. Plus, I couldn't really train somebody new on this too, so I'm hoping to get somebody to cover us for those 3 months and then train somebody new that we get hired. And I've got a couple of leads on some places, some resources there, so I'll keep you posted on how that goes. My priorities are going to be to get staff paid and get the bills paid. You might not see all the reports you normally see in a board packet or two, but we will make sure the lights stay on and staff get paid and stuff keeps moving forward. And then I just have one correction for the board packet and the monthly activity report, which has all the statistics about what happened during the month. Under circulation, we call out circulation of youth materials, and the number on your report in your packet is 12,980. That was an error. Catherine had noticed that seemed a little bit low and dug into it, and we found that number should be 18,610. There's just a mistake when figuring that out, and it wasn't caught until too late. But we've got it updated for our annual reports.
I think it's, you said circulation youth?
Yeah, it's on, yeah.
Right here. It says 18,534 for 2023.
Yep, and then in 2024, does it say 12,980?
Yeah.
Yep, that's an error. It should say 18,610.
Perfect. That's great.
And that is my report.
Great, thank you so much. Can I have a motion to approve the remaining consent agenda items?
So moved.
And I'll second it.
Thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Great. All right, well, now it is time for us to get to hear from Tom. Give us a little SOC update.
Actually, without the Christmas break, it's been kind of slow this month. December is our staff casual month, so staff can pay $10 and dress casually for the month if they so choose to. We do have our nominations out right now for new SOC members for next year. We do have at least one person that has volunteered. And right now we still have our staff seasonal market that continues through Friday. That's in the staff lounge if anybody would like to stop in and check out any of this stuff.
Great.
How's it been going?
That's been going really good. I mean, it's a lot of people, I see a lot of people in there looking at stuff at least.
Yeah.
So it's been going good. And that's really kind of it.
We have a lot of
right now.
very creative staff.
We do. Yeah.
Yes.
How many people are doing the $10?
We had
There-
about
there's-
13 people that participated. We raised $135
No, I
or
mean,
so for the
you talking
SOC.
about for casual month?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
I
there
was
was normally in that, about $250, so 25 to 30 people.
And can you wear anything?
No, it has to be
PJs.
nicer jeans, or, I mean, that can be jeans, but
Can you wear a t-shirt?
only if it doesn't have logos or words on it that could be offensive.
This goes on my t-shirt.
Cause actually, that question did come up from a staff member, yes.
Thank you, Tom.
Yep, no problem.
All right, well, we have no unfinished business, so we can move right along to our new business. And the first item on the agenda for new business is our election of officers. And that is page 27 in our packet. So, yeah, here we go. So I'm actually I'll turn this over to Joan, as a member of the nominating committee?
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Oh. Okay, this was the current.
Yep.
Right.
So actually.
The new slate is not in the packet, but
Yes,
I see
okay.
that.
I have it printed out if you wanna.
Okay. Well, our new officers are the following. Shane Spradlin has consented to be our new president, our new board president.
Good choice.
Judy Lindstrom will remain as vice president of the board, and I will remain as Joan Luxer. I will remain as secretary of the board. So the only change is the president at this point.
Do we have to vote on this or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you do, and I did not include any wording.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
I've got it,
From previous minutes.
yeah, but I updated it for these.
Okay, do you wanna, maybe Joan can make the motion?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay. Oh, I see, I make the motion.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll take care of it in a couple minutes.
I move to approve the slate of officers, but we're not doing committee assignments.
No, I'll work
Okay.
with Shane on that for the next
Yeah, okay.
meeting.
I move to approve the slate of officers for the period January 2025 to November 2025.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Wonderful.
Great, thank you.
Thank
you, Shane.
Thanks,
Yes,
everybody.
thank you everybody
Thanks.
for being of
Thank you.
service.
Yes, thank you.
And now on a similar note, we have to update our bank signatories. We have that on page 30. Though
With an error.
there is an error, but it has been updated in the right paperwork.
Yes, I have an updated resolution with Joan as the secretary.
And Shane is president so this just needs to be signed,
Yes.
voted on and signed.
Yeah, so there's an action on page 30, and that doesn't have anything about names. It's to approve the resolution. Maybe if whoever makes it could say as corrected or as amended.
I'm happy to do that. I move to approve the resolution authorizing signatures, including facsimile signatures for banking services on behalf of the Bloomfield Township Public Library, as corrected, effective December 17, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, so thank you for that. So the resolution is on the next page, but of course with the correction of Joan instead of Joy. So Shane and Joan, before you leave tonight, I'll have to have you sign this resolution. And some other things, of course, so that your names are on our bank accounts. And then tomorrow Monica will we all have to re-sign whenever we make any changes on the bank signatories. So Monica will take those up to the township, and Michael Shostak, Mike McCready, Martin Brook, Mary Javahirian, and Dina will all have to sign as well. Yeah, it's a process. Then when we get a new finance coordinator, we'll do it all over again.
That's right. Okay,
So
thank you so
for that.
much. Thank you. Okay, we are going to move on to discuss PA 152, and so I will turn it over to Tara for that.
Thank you.
What page are we on?
I'm sorry, this is page 32.
Okay, thank you.
So this is our annual decision on PA 152, which is a state law that says that public employees have to pay part of their healthcare premiums. This was enacted in 2013, I believe. Every year, the governing body has to choose one of the three options to determine how much employees will pay. The options are the hard cap option, the 80-20 option, or to consider yourselves exempt. But as the definition of what a governing body is in this law, we cannot exempt ourselves. Township can, but we cannot. So we have to choose from option 1 or option 2. Every year the state sends a letter with a formula to be applied, and that letter was included here in the packet. And then we work with the township to find out how much they anticipate premiums will be for the next year, which is kind of tricky because we never really know how much it's going to be until after open enrollment has already passed. And we've already gone through this process, but we make our best guess based on previous experience. They are anticipating that premiums will go up a bit. Right now they're estimating 10%. I hope it's not that much. I know, because that's a lot. But we did the math based on the current rates, and that is what we presented here. So it's more advantageous for the employees to choose the 80-20 option this year, and so that is what I recommend from administration to choose. Our employees work really hard, as we know. Healthcare benefits have gotten worse over the years. Public employees don't make a lot of money compared to the private sector. We have a high deductible plan, so we have to pay a lot out of pocket up front before the healthcare costs kick in. So if we can make this a little bit more affordable for employees, I hope that you support that too. The Personnel Committee met last week to review this, and they supported that option as well. And so you all have to vote on that tonight, and then I can let the township know, and they can figure out premiums, what to take out of the paychecks.
Do you need anything read from here?
Yes,
Oh,
on
and-
page 33 there is an action.
Yeah, I see that. Does anybody want to have any discussion on that, or should I just go ahead and read it?
I would just add that it not only does it make it more affordable for employees, but it also makes it more attractive
For
when
recruitment.
we're attempting to
hire.
attain staff.
I move to adopt the 80-20 option as stated in PA 152, effective January 1, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for laying this out and doing the hard work. But I agree wholeheartedly.
Great, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Appreciate that.
Okay, we will move on to the video surveillance system. That and the upgrade RFP, the system upgrade, the RFP award, and that is on page 36 in our packet. So, Tara, wanna talk to us about that?
I would love to talk to you about this.
Alright.
We have spent a lot of time and brainpower on this project, and I'm really proud to present this to you all tonight. Well, proud for Catherine to present it to you, because she's gonna present it. But this is a project that we have talked about doing ever since I started working here 11 years ago. So I'm really excited that we are finally getting this done. Our video surveillance system right now is pretty much non-existent. I mean, we have cameras and they work, but the software, the only place you can get it is in the server room. It's really hard to use, so it's really, really outdated. This is really important for the safety of our patrons and our staff. It's just, there are many, many times when we have thought, God, I wish we could review some security footage to see even just, small things. We get asked for footage of the parking lot all the time because fender benders happen out there, and we have basically no coverage in the parking lot. So that was a really important goal of this. It was, none of us is a video camera expert, so we we had to do, it was just a lot of work to try to get this RFP going. Hugo did help us throughout the summer as we worked on it. So it was a team of me, Hugo, Catherine, and Paul. And then Tom stepped in when Hugo left. And I feel like we've got a great thing to present to you tonight. So I'm gonna let Catherine tell you all the nitty-gritty details about this RFP award.
Sure. So, as Tara mentioned, we are librarians, not video surveillance camera experts. So this RFP was very time intensive to put together. Not only that, this was the first RFP that we posted to BidNet, which was a whole new experience for us. In the past, we had researched and received recommendations for various firms for whatever RFP we were putting out, and either snail mailed or emailed the RFP right to those companies, posted it on our website, and that was about the extent of publicity. So this was very different. 74 companies downloaded the RFP from BidNet.
Did you say 74?
I said 74 companies, which felt very overwhelming at the time. It turns out a lot of companies just like to review the documents, see what's being put out there, even if they have no intentions of moving forward with the bid. So we did hold a mandatory walkthrough so that any prospective bidders could actually see the property and understand better what we were looking to do with this project. 14 of those 74 companies attended that walkthrough. And then we received 7 proposals. So that original number of 74 became a much more manageable 7 proposals to review. Of those 7, one of them did not attend that mandatory walkthrough, so we did not consider that proposal any further.
Which is too bad because Nerds Express is a great name.
Pretty great name.
It is a great company name. I agree. So we very thoroughly reviewed these proposals. Some of the staff in the IT department created a spreadsheet for us of all the equipment that was being offered so we could examine the equipment and the cost of that equipment side by side. To the 2 proposals with the highest budgets, as Paul Zink very succinctly said, there was no additional value over other more cost-effective proposals, so we eliminated those 2 from our consideration. A third one was a great detailed work plan, but their cameras were lower resolution than other proposals that were comparable and less expensive. We really narrowed it down to DA Central and Flylock Security Solutions, formerly known as the Flying Locksmiths. They have updated their name to better reflect the work that they are doing currently. Flylock is the company that did our door access project, and they were on time and on budget with that project. We had some concerns about their communication through that project, and so we invited them in for a conversation to learn more about their plans for this project and to review some of the successes and challenges from the previous project with us. It was a very good conversation. They acknowledged past mistakes, committed to doing better moving forward, and presented a really compelling case for us to have both of these security measures being managed by one firm. DA Central also provided a great conversation for us. We invited them in to chat. They did submit some new versions of their proposal. So the original is the one that's in the center of the table there. They submitted 3 new versions of the proposal with additional cameras that had been left out of the original proposal and variations in the length of the license agreement. That brought their comparable proposal up to $204,000, whereas Flying Locksmiths with the same cameras and same license agreement came to $153,000. So based on that pricing, based on our previous experience with Flylock and the ability to have those systems managed by one company, updated by one company, and their annual maintenance package, which was a very big deal. They will come out and clean the cameras, reposition them, and address any issues on an annual basis for free. We recommend going with Flylock Security.
What were the issues that you had with Flylock, that you had to have that meeting with them?
We felt there were a few times that work interrupted library business. So for instance, there was a day that there was drilling into brick while the library was open, which is a very noisy prospect.
Had you asked them not to do it at that time? And
yes.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
Tara, do you want to talk about that a little bit? We think that there was maybe their primary contact was Hugo. And we're not sure exactly how all of the conversations came about and what was discussed and what was approved by Hugo and what wasn't.
We were all a new team at that time. I was not long as director, Hugo was not long here, Paul was new in his position. I think all of us didn't really know our roles very well and what we should be doing and sharing. And so, yeah, some things kind of fell through the cracks that could have gone smoother, you know, been brought to the team. Some decisions that needed to be made that should have been brought to the team that weren't. So I don't know if it was entirely Flylock's fault.
Okay, that's fair, I get it, I understand.
And this time we've committed to weekly or bi-weekly meetings
Okay.
throughout the duration of the project
Yeah,
in order to avoid anything like that coming up again.
that makes sense,
Mhm.
okay.
I have a question also. The chart here mentions that they have done door access projects, that for Rochester Hills and Clinton Macomb. Were there any references for groups that they had done
Yeah, I'm glad you asked.
security camera stuff too?
Yeah, that was something that we asked for in our conversation with them, and they provided follow-up with St. Mark's Coptic Church and Clintondale Schools. They did video surveillance systems for both of those organizations, and both provided excellent references.
Okay, thank you.
I have another question. Under DA Central, they were the only ones that were going to take down and remove the existing equipment, which brings to light who is going to do that if Flylock is not. Because it just says not mentioned in the rest of them. It seems like it would be a decent job to
Upon
do.
conversation, they
will.
yes.
Okay.
Will they charge a fee to remove them? No, okay.
Part of it.
It's part of it,
Part of the
okay,
labor, yeah.
okay, great. Okay, is there any more discussion?
When I looked at the photos,
The maps.
yeah, were you recommending the placement, they were recommending the placement?
So we actually preemptively worked with Motorola over the summer to create that site map of their recommended camera placements. And so that was what we went with, but we did ask all the firms to provide recommendations. We said to them many times during this process that, we have this map, the site map. If you think there's a better solution, please make a recommendation.
Most of the locations are based on existing cameras, but then we added some for areas that we knew were lacking, such as the parking lot.
That's the area that I was looking at. And
The parking lot?
the parking lot specifically, and just was wondering about, you're showing the fans, which I'm assuming, the camera will be good picture up to that lighter green spot, so that along Telegraph out from the dumpster area, it looks like there's nothing. So grant you, it's much better than what we have now, right? Way better than what we have now. But I just wonder, is that enough, especially in that northwest corner? Am I looking at that correctly?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
I
it
see what
looks
you're
like
saying, yeah.
there's almost 200-degree range out from the dumpster where you would stop to bring in books for donation, but then there seems like a pretty big swath past that in the parking lot that seem like
Kind of like, is that like employee?
that's a
employee
blind
parking,
area.
we could ask them if
The parking lot's tricky because there's no
power.
So they're also
Well,
running power.
And maybe that camera down on the
Exactly.
southwest
Okay.
corner
Because those poles on that side are.
would take care of it.
Okay.
I just it looks like the range doesn't cover it, but that would be my only real concern.
And a great thing about the software system that we've decided to use is that cameras can be added, moved around and changed as we
But do you need electrical?
see a need. Tom was just informing me the light poles on that side of the parking lot do have electricity running to them.
Okay, so
So
maybe
that'd be a very
we
real
could-
possibility
okay.
to add that.
I'm just bringing it to your attention because it seems like that would be a prime area that we'd wanna make sure we
Yeah,
cover.
that's a good point.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't see this as a board level decision, but my input would be that one, you see where you walk out of the building, we don't seem to have coverage, which would be an area where you may have higher likelihood of an injury to a patron.
The portico
That
area.
little, this little, I'll show
Yeah,
the
where-
path. It's
Where?
just that little road there, that little turn.
Sure.
I've stopped short myself there.
That's right
Is
where my
that
office
here?
window is. I see a lot of people stop short right there.
Is that here?
No, that's inside. Go to
Okay,
the
so
page
go
you had
back
before.
to the one I had before.
This is where the driveway, so that's the front entrance.
Oh,
Part of what we'll be able to do
Maybe
as
we'll
they're
figure
putting
it
these
out,
up
yeah.
is we'll test each one, see, and they can, do small repositionings. That area might be able to be covered just by tilting something a little bit.
Flatlock is, one of their strengths is their flexibility and their ability to adapt and really work on the fly.
See what you did there.
So.
My other comment was this is a fulsome analysis, which didn't appear out of nowhere, so thank you for making this so easy for us to see.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Absolutely. If there's no other discussion, would somebody like to read the motion on page 37?
Sure. I move to approve awarding the video surveillance camera bid to Flylock Security Solutions, 2685 Lapeer Road, Suite 210, Auburn Hills, Michigan, 48326.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Are we no longer paying them any money for the work they did before?
No, that
Okay.
project is done.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Catherine, for all your work on this RFP. As she said, it was the first time using BidNet, and there was a very, very thorough training process for BidNet that Catherine had to go through. So they really want to make sure everybody knows. But they've really been supportive too. So,
Well, you're gonna get good use out of it already, right?
well, yeah,
Yeah.
we've got
This
three
is- Yeah.
bids out
Yeah.
on BidNet
So is this
now.
the second one? This bamboo was
This
the
was
first?
the first. No, bamboo was just through the township.
Oh, okay.
This was the first, and then the design services
Yes.
RFP that just closed a couple days ago, that was on BidNet. And the grounds, maintenance, landscaping and snow removal is out right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
And thanks to Tom and Paul and Hugo for their contributions to this too. It was
Team effort.
team effort and just, yeah.
When will this work be done? Over the winter or in this?
Yep, we're hoping to get this done by the end of the fiscal year, so like installed and billed by March 31st.
Okay.
That's our goal.
Nice.
Great.
Good
Great.
work.
Thank you. Okay, we will move on to discussing the director's evaluation. That memo is on page 51 of our packet. And Tara, do you want to talk about this?
Sure, yeah, do
Do
you
you,
wanna
Joan?
talk about it, Joan, or do you want me to review the process?
You can review the process.
So one of your primary duties is to evaluate the director, and that is what this process will begin. It starts with me writing up my comments for the year. I'll send that to all of you via email, and then you will work with the personnel committee, which currently is Joan and Judy, to fill out your own forms based evaluating my performance, and then they will coalesce all that. It will be presented to me at the February meeting in a closed session, and you can decide whether you're gonna renew my contract at that time too. Is there anything you wanna say about
And
that, Joan?
is this the enhanced form that you redid?
Yes, Judy suggested that each category be defined so that everybody is on the same page about what they're evaluating. So that was added, and I gave it a little bit more space too.
Right.
Oh, okay, but
So the form is actually here.
But I will send it out to you guys
Thank
as a
you.
Word document, yeah.
thank
would
you.
be
That's what I was
terrific.
gonna ask, yeah.
This is just for informational purposes.
Great, and we do this every year, so
Yes, we do.
this is, yeah. Okay, so our next step is to wait to receive that document and wait to receive your comments.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Right.
And then,
And
yeah, thank you.
Judy and I will then
Put it all together into a story.
Put it all together, yes. And we will go from there.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to discussion of the items removed from the consent agenda. Joy, you were first up with something on 7A.
Yeah, there were two items on 7A I was wondering about, and they were similar. They were to Christine Gilliam for $55 for a returned billed item. And then also a couple down to Stacy Zuzmer in the amount of $30 for returned billed item. This is, can you?
Yes, so if you lose a book, you get billed for it and you pay us money. But every once in a while, somebody finds that item and they bring it back and then they want a refund, which we grant. Because we are not collecting fines anymore, our cash till is much smaller than it used to be. So if somebody gets refunded for, what are these, $55,
and 30,
it wipes out the till, we don't have any cash left. So we, a few months ago, implemented this process of any refunds over $10, they're gonna get a check. So they have to submit, a check request, and then we send them a check.
Okay, that's what I thought it was for, cause I couldn't imagine what else it was, but it seemed unusual that we saw two of them in 1 month, and I just didn't know how that was working with our fines, so, okay, thank you.
On the bottom of that page, you've got the Great Oaks maintenance. Is that's snow removal, 5,700? What's that? What's the story there?
They charge us in installments for that, and this is the first 2 installments. However, when I was examining all the invoices, they double charge us for a couple of services. So that invoice is being revised and we'll probably get a credit memo issued for them. But I don't know, that's just how they bill for that.
Do we pay per push or do we pay a standard fee?
Probably a standard fee,
Yeah.
And what is the total?
I don't know off the
It's
top of my
around
head.
20 grand if it's,
Yeah.
if that's our first
Because those guys
installment.
must, I mean, they're gonna, it doesn't snow anymore.
Right.
I assume if it's a light spring thing, they don't come out, or do they come out and salt?
They come out in salt, and it's like an inch and a half or 2 inches they're gonna
Right.
come out, yeah.
So that's, you go, and we all have that in the driveway, and you're like, are they coming, are they not coming, do I have to do it, do they have to do it? Very frustrating.
I mean, we're putting that RFP out right now, and we'll be examining that. We ask people to quote us both a seasonal fee and a per push fee,
Oh,
so
good.
we can examine that
It's
this year.
interesting. I don't know what the weather's gonna be, but
Yeah, you never know.
I know.
Not yet?
On the next page, there was the 500 for message on hold.
Mhm.
I didn't get that. What is that?
Yeah, so I was hoping somebody would ask about that. It's, when you call and you get put on hold and you hear, did you know the library has blah de blah? We pay a firm to create that for us. So Catherine writes up the content and then they do the recording for us.
I'd be happy to do it
Mhm.
for you sometime.
There's a little gentle music in the background.
Yeah, we can pick
Happy
the music
to.
and the voice. It's
We
kind
have
of
the podcast. Podcast studio.
That's right.
Oh, right.
We'll talk about
So
that.
I was confused, when you go to 7A, the listing, the Great Oaks is 11,205, which is less than the amounts before. So you've got,
No.
No?
11,205.
oh, those add up to 3 things, right, okay, I'm with you now. What's Weiss Ratings Inc.? 5439.
It's a financial,
Database?
it's not a database, it's a publication that rates banks, I think it is.
And the JP's piano moving, was that one of our guests, one of our presentations?
Well, they move the piano from the floor to the stage,
Every single time they do
and then
that,
from the
they have
stage
to-
to the floor, every time we have a chamber music concert. You know, we always ask the Friends for money for those chamber music concerts, they're paying for the piano to be moved from the floor to the stage, tuned, and then moved back down to the floor every concert.
Can we leave it on the floor?
For show purposes, it's better on the stage.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Can we leave it on the stage?
But then if we're doing something else, it takes up the entire stage.
On 7B, which is the budget, so the top, again, I like this system, makes this so easy to look at.
Good.
So we're 2/3 the way through the year.
Yep.
Our circulation, I look at the right, yeah, our circulation fines are 100%. So we missed that, you know, we didn't budget that very well, but is there anything going on there? We're getting more money than we thought.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
It's only $1,000, but you'd think, I would have thought
You'd
that
think
would
it
go
went
down.
down, right.
I know.
Yeah.
I guess people are losing more books
Well,
than
maybe
we
you
thought
have to
they would.
return those too.
That's right. And then on the expense side, it's the opposite, so lower, so we're 62% of payroll as opposed to 66.
Uh-huh.
Is that, you think that's just timing, I assume?
I think that's just timing, yeah.
Okay.
That number had been higher throughout most of the year, so I was glad to see that one evening out.
Okay, and then on the repairs, we're at 82%, so we're over.
Yep.
Is there something going on?
Just a lot of repairs needed. So I'm gonna watch that one really closely and
That was where the note was, right?
yeah.
If you skip forward a few pages, you'll see set page 17, 7B, this is our returns. The 4.73, we should talk to our friends at Schwartz, they're doing a great job to get that kind of return in this, you know, environment.
They are doing a great job. They're such a great company.
And then my last one was on the minutes for the Personnel Committee, which is on page 25. We talk here about the new law. Do we, so we increased minimum wage, do we have minimum wage employees?
We do. Pages are minimum wage. So I'm with the common class study, the lowest wage in that range was suggested to be $12.82. So I'm just gonna move all the pages up to that rate, that
1283.
range, yeah, starting January 1st.
Okay.
The way the law's written, you can raise it a little bit on January 1st and then to the full, was it $12.48 on February 21st? I figured why do it twice, we'll just move them all up.
Okay. And then the next page, it talks about the sick time law, which I know is still not final, but we expect it to be, you know, there'll be administrative changes that no one understands, but generally we think it's set. What's our current, are we PTO? So how much PTO do people get?
It varies widely depending on the position, but there are,
What's the minimum PTO?
I don't know,
So how are we
I
gonna?
can find it for you, I can report back to you.
So this is people get 9 sick days. We don't think that's gonna change, so what happens now?
You mean how is this gonna impact library employees?
Yes.
We're planning to front load it, so the way the law is written is 72 hours for the year. You can give people a lump sum, so we're planning to do it that way.
So are we gonna have 2 buckets, PTO and sick, or are we gonna just make
Just
sure
sick.
everyone has, so are we increasing, sorry?
So everybody who has PTO already with their job will just keep whatever they have. They have vacation, sick, and a variety of other things. The folks who don't have any PTO will get the sick time mandated by the state law.
So PTO, in my mind, is you can, if you're gonna take a vacation or you're sick, it doesn't matter, it's paid time off, you just take it.
We have it in buckets. We have
Yeah.
sick, vacation, emergency.
Okay, so we're gonna take you have your vacation, what I'll call it, and then, which is what we do at corporate. In the dealership, we do it, you just get PTO, so you get 15 days off, we don't care if you're sick or not, just take them. And that covers the 9 days, cause it's more than, so we don't have to do anything. What I'm hearing is you're more like what we do at corporate, which is you get 15 vacation days and 5 sick days, but now those people who had 5 sick get 9 sick. So what you see is for people like me who I don't take sick days and never have, I have 15 days. But somebody who, my admin, who will suddenly get sick at the end of every year if she hasn't taken her full 5, she now gets 9. I'm just trying to figure out what you'll see is employees, I don't know how, what our employees do with their sick time, but you'll see an increase in people taking their sick
Right.
to the, you know what I'm saying?
To take advantage of it.
All of
you
it,
mean?
yeah, and you don't want
And
everyone
it's
to
not-
do it all at once.
It's not just sick, you don't have to really be sick anymore, your friend has
It's for caring for people and a couple of
school
things, yeah.
appointments, and you can't ask people to approve it unless they're gone for 3 days. So,
Seems like that's the direction that a lot of companies are going in, like my daughter, that's how hers are. It doesn't matter if you're sick or you're going on vacation and you're letting them know
You
ahead
have
of time.
X
It's
number
one
of days
bucket.
and that's it.
It's one bucket, and I think sometimes it can work against an individual, and sometimes people can take advantage
Well, we're
of it.
keeping our buckets. We're not changing anything for the people who already have PTO. So they stay the same. It's just the people that don't have any PTO will now get some. And
Which
they'll
I
just
think
get,
is
it's just sick time.
Fair, yeah, it's sick time. I mean, they should, because right now, if they get sick, they don't get paid.
Exactly. Correct.
So we'll need to change our handbook by February 21st.
Yes.
That's it.
And remind us, Tara, the lowest level of employee was getting, what, 1 day a month? What was the?
There was a previous law that stated if you worked so many hours in the previous calendar year, you would get, I think it's 40 hours.
Yeah, 5 sick days.
But you have to work so many hours in the previous year, so we have
Darn
maybe
it.
like 3 or 4 employees that meet that. And so now everybody will get 72 hours.
And you have to track it.
Is it accrued?
Up to.
Is that why you're front loading if I'm reading this correctly?
You can, that's one of the things they're looking at, they haven't figured out how they're exactly,
Is rolling over.
yeah,
Yeah.
can you always, so if you don't use your 9 days, you keep it and you start the year with your 9 days. But you can never use more than 9 in a year, so if you,
In a
and
calendar.
personally, I've accrued 218 sick days over my career. I only can use 9. But on the books,
Oh, I
it'll
didn't
say
know that.
218.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the same situation, I didn't realize there was a minimum or maximum or.
Yeah, the current law, you can't roll the time over, like if you don't use it in the year, you just lose it and then you get more the following year. But this one you can roll over, I think it's up to a certain amount. Like if you,
There's probably
Yeah.
is, because there's, like can only roll over so many PTO as
Yeah.
well.
there's a cap, yeah.
So it makes sense that would be true for this. So do we need to do anything more prior to the beginning of the year?
I don't think
No.
so, we'll just we'll
Just-
raise the wage.
Okay.
And then, like Shane said, we'll have to update our employee handbook before February 21st.
Do we know how many employees this is affecting?
I don't know the number off the top of my head.
Thinking it's a small amount?
It's gonna be all,
Uh,
because no matter how much PTO or vacation you have, you get 4 more sick days. You go from 5 to 9.
really?
We already,
Not for the
May I?
people that are in buckets, right?
everybody that already gets any paid time off is receiving the equivalent of 1 day per month. Prorated if they are part-time. So like I currently receive 7.5 hours of sick time or 1 day of sick time each month that I work. So I'm getting 12 sick days a year already.
I see.
So all of our full-time people and all of our 20-hour week people are already above compliance with the new
I
law.
got it.
So it's only going to affect people who currently don't get any
Any.
paid
This
time
is
off.
what you were trying to explain to me. I got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
So I don't think it's that many.
It's a good chunk, actually. It's all the pages, all the clerical assistants, all the monitors. Well, there's one monitor. I don't know, how many do you think it, like,
It's about half the staff. Half of the total number of people. So we're a large organization with about 100 employees, but only about 30 are full-time. So the other 70 people are part-time, and of those, about half of those have paid time off already. So the other half are the ones that are of the positions that don't work a full 20 hours a week, and they will be now getting the new sick time,
thank you.
but they won't have the other.
There are
time
some
off
part-time positions that do get PTO at a prorated rate, so some 20-hour positions and a couple of 30-hour positions too.
All right. Is there anything else removed from the consent agenda for discussion? Okay. All right, well then, may I please have a motion to approve the items removed from the consent agenda?
Move it. Oh, did you wanna go right?
You go,
No, you take it and I'll second.
move it. There we go.
All right, that's official. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. We can move into other. Does anybody have any other?
Friends just knocked it out of the park again, highest yet, $7,120.
Wow.
Crazy
Wonderful.
good, yeah, exciting. We have a meeting tomorrow.
Great, thank you. Anybody else have any other? Okay, then I will report that our next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, January 21st, 2025.
I didn't think I'd be alive this long.
Which sounds like it's so, like it's
Wait,
in the
what?
future.
Don't say that.
I remember being a child thinking, the year 2000, I'm gonna be 27.
Yeah,
That's ancient.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
flying cars.
Right.
Flying cars. Yes. That's what we all want.
Yeah, people
And there it
can't,
is, 2025.
people can't drive on the ground,
That's
so.
right, that's right.
Did you say it was the 21st?
21st,
Um,
And at that
So
meeting,
maybe
we
the dates
will
have been moving some.
discuss our OPEB trust,
Then we have the same meeting I always have.
and Matt
Both
Whitney
sides.
from Schwartz will
So
be
we
with
can say
us. We will also award the library design services contract,
exciting.
yeah,
Okay.
and we'll have committee assignments by then as well.
Waiting on
So, I hope everybody has a lovely couple of weeks of holiday celebrations and a happy and healthy new year.
Thank you, you too.
And we are adjourned.
Okay.
Wow, look at that.
We did so much.